I'm here with a good client of mine, Norman Farrar. How are you doing today, Norman?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. I'm sure you're like me. It's been crazy coming back from the holiday.
Oh, yeah. I love holidays, but I hate holidays.
I feel the same way. So a lot of people know who you are. Why don't you kind of take us back? How did you get into e-commerce? How did you get into what you're doing? And what are you up to now?
Oh, man. I'm a mutt when it comes to how I got into e-commerce. But anyways, I owned a specialty manufacturing or a specialty promotions company back in the 90s. And it was complete fluke. The company, a Fortune 500 company here in Canada, they had no idea how to put out an e-commerce site. I was doing their catalog promotion and fulfillment. They asked me. And anyways, I tracked down a programmer, got the contract, ended up launching the first site in 1993. And then a lot of Fortune 500 companies had no idea what WWW was, that magical acronym. Anyways, and I ended up picking up a ton of business. So that I was kind of forced into e-commerce. And now all it is just you know this, that you have to constantly be on it to be up to date, understanding the new trends. So we started playing around with it. We had some online businesses. We got into logo and design and corporate identity. I've had a tech hub that helped out with different components of our e-commerce software. Now I spend most of my time working with Amazon and getting people launched on Amazon, managing their accounts. So and with that, I have to thank you. I've had hundreds, probably 200, 300, 400 different VAs that have come through our company since 1993. It's been a nightmare. And you have solved most of my problems. Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome. I know. So you and I talked a few times before you dived into FreeUp. And I remember you came to me one day in a little bit of a panic. Why don't you kind of tell that story? What happened?
Is this the story about the family I was telling you about?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. So rule number one, never hire families. Ever. So I this was in the Philippines. So I had been working with this family in the Philippines, and one day they just decided not to work with me. It wasn't anything bad. It wasn't. I was just left in the lurch. They got a better contract from somebody else, and they left. So that left me hanging. And I think when I contacted you, it was urgent. I had a bunch of stuff that I needed, and what I really liked and how you solved that problem for me is that probably one of the biggest downfalls, new people, especially a lot of Amazon sellers, so they're not used to hiring out or outsourcing. So what they'll do is they'll try to get one person because that's what everybody tells them to do. Get one VA and they'll do everything because they're going to be an expert in PPC and copywriting and everything that you're not, which is so wrong. So what we did with you and with FreeUp is that we hired different areas of specialties. So if I needed a PPC person, that was posted. If I needed a press release or a copywriter or a website designer, these are all multiple jobs that we would work with you on, and it could be one at a time. I have one person that does presentations for me. The nice thing about it, she works at Disney. And so when I get my presentations, I pay. It's a little bit more than trying to go down and go on to other outsourcing sites and funnel through 100 different VAs to try to find that right one. She's already vetted by you guys, so I don't mind that. That saves me time and money. When I contact you guys, what I like is that I'll contact you in a panic usually. Hey, I need this, You say, don't worry, we got this covered. And then I get 2 or 3 people. And it's up to me to go in, take a look, and hire them. I set the price point. I can, if it's a really tight budget, I have to go back and I have to let you know that, hey, this is the price point that I'm working at. This is the budget. Beautiful thing is I'm not committed. So if I like the person and we get along and it's great, fine. And the other thing is, they're trained. You guys vet them. So I already know that they've got what I need. Now, how much time is wasted in that?
Yeah, I mean, that's really why I started FreeUp. I just remember being in a room where I was just going through applicant after applicant, and I was doing in-person interviews too. And at the end of 10 hours of doing this, I just took something and threw it at a wall, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. There's got to be a better way. So, I mean, you came on when we were a little bit smaller, so I always appreciate you giving us a chance. Why don't you tell people the name of your company, what you can offer, a little self-promotion, so to speak?
Oh, sure. Okay, so most people know me as the beard guy, but my company is called Flat World Network, and I don't have a website. I have a website. You can go and you can see Flat World Network. It has nothing to do with what I do for Amazon. I'm like the cobbler's kid, or the cobbler's shoes, right? It's always the worst, but I've never needed, I do zero advertising, and this is also thanks to you, thank you, because it's word of mouth. So I can get tons of stuff done, and I can increase, automate, and scale my business the way I want it, and I can do that through a company called the Flat World Network. But this is for managed Amazon accounts. I build brands, I build businesses, and so that's and if anybody wants to get a hold of me, it's at nfarrar@flatworldnetwork.com.
Awesome. So if you're an agency out there, if you're building, whether it's your Amazon business or you're managing accounts for others, check out freeup.com. Norman, I appreciate you coming on, and thank you so much for your time.
Hey, no problem. You have a good one.
You too.